So here are the 7 sneaky systems that anyone can use to improve their playing. I'm Niall, and today I'm going to show you how and why these 7 sneaky systems will improve your playing immeasurably. Number 7. Cut your nails. Now, cutting your nails might sound obvious, or it might not have occurred to you. But you need to get your fingers pointing in at the strings, like this. When you have long nails, your fingers are off like this. So that gives you less strength in your finger to press the string. Plus, you're pressing the string with a softer part of your finger. Plus, your nail is going to be hitting the adjacent string. It's like putting playing cards in your spokes on a bike, which is fine when you're cycling, but when you're playing a guitar, it's just unwanted noise. Number 6. Wash your hands. This may seem obvious, but I'm not talking about visible dirt on your hands. I'm talking about sweat and salt that's on your skin. Even if you only play your guitar for 10 minutes, these flakes of skin and salt and gunk will build up on the back of your strings, especially the wound strings, and it will dull the sound and shorten the life of the strings.
Here's a microscopic view of what's under your dirty strings.
Number 5. And this is a big one. Mute the strings you're not supposed to play. So if you're playing something like a 4-string chord like D, and you're strumming wildly, it's going to sound like this. So it's got some unwanted notes there. So you're going to have to do one of 2 things. Either only strum the 4 strings, which is very hard to do, or you're going to need to mute those bass strings. You can do this by leaning your first finger up against the strings, not fretting them, don't press them, just lean it up there. Or you can hook your thumb over, like this, if you can reach. And not only does it mute those strings, but it gives them an extra percussive quality. So you've got this, like a beat when you're strumming. So you got this. Muting in other situations like octaves. So an octave involves, you'll see it on paper, in tabs or whatever. For example, 7th fret on the 5th string, 9th fret on the 3rd string. But what about the string that's in between those, the 4th? You want to hit those 2 strings? They've got a D in between them. These are 2 E's, and you've got the D. So it sounds like this. Not really what you were looking for. So all you need to do is the finger that's in this situation on the A string, the 5th string, just lean it slightly over that it's touching the D string and muting it. It's very easy to do. It might seem complicated at first, but it's just a habit you get into. You just lean on the string. So instead of this, you've got this. Okay. Any string that you're not playing is a potential unwanted noise. So let's say you're playing a D. So that's an A shape barred on the 5th fret. One string you shouldn't be playing here is your E string. It's going to sound like this. So you need to mute that. There's a number of ways of doing it. You can mute it by just touching it with your index finger here. Or you can actually hook the middle finger up and just lean it on the string slightly. So then you can strum away to your heart's content. Here's one for free while we're on the subject of barred A shapes. You take that A shape and bar it, but actually bar all 6 strings. It gives you a much heavier sound. When you're playing lead, the same applies. Only the strings you're playing should be making any sound. So what I do with my right hand is lean on any strings that are above the string I'm playing, while my left hand takes care of the strings that are below the string I'm playing. So watch my hands while I play a bit of lead and hopefully don't make any unwanted noise. if you favour the pointy guitar. What I was doing here with my right hand was not some kind of a fashion statement. It mutes those strings because you don't have a right hand up here when you're playing legato. So you need to mute them somewhere. You mute them down here. Number 4. Leave some space. Now you may think that your job is to create as much music as possible. What makes a rhythm is space. So let's say you just strum down, up, down, up, down. It really doesn't sound musical or rhythmic. So you need to find somewhere to put space in there between the downs and the ups. So just a very simple one. Down, down, up, down, up. To create even more space, why not try some muting? Same rhythm. Get into the habit of using your volume knob. Anytime you're not playing the electric guitar and you leave it turned up, it's going to start generating noise in the room. And that's going to annoy people. Too much noise! And the last thing any guitarist wants to do is annoy people. And turn it down. No more noise. Number 3. Learn a new instrument. In my experience, every new instrument you learn will improve all the other instruments you've already learned. So check out some of my videos on learn the banjo for guitarists, learn the ukulele for guitarists. I've got a few piano tutorials up there as well. If you find that your guitar playing is at a standstill, this is a great way of opening up your understanding of the instrument and opening new doors for you on the existing instrument. So learn a new instrument. Number 2. Listen. Forgetting about all the rules of harmony like Pythagoras' circle of fifths, avoiding parallel thirds and fourths, what key Sweet Home Alabama is in, whether you can use a major second or not, for a moment, keep in mind that from its very beginning, music is about pleasing the ear. So listen to yourself playing. If you can, record yourself and listen to the recording. You may find fault in what you were doing and be able to address that simply because you've recorded yourself. Or you may find something fantastic you did that you didn't notice while you were doing it, and then you can incorporate that into your playing. If you're lucky enough to play music with someone else or many other people, listen to them too. If you're not listening to them, you're not a team player, you're not making music with them, you're just making music on your own. So, listen. Say you got a buzz in a D chord. Make sure that your finger is far enough into the fret. If it's back here, it's going to sound like this. So you bring it up, just leaning on the fret like that. We've got a nice clean sound. So this turns into this. Number 1, practice every day. This means leave your guitar out on a stand, on a chair, leaning against the wall, somewhere where it's not going to get smashed, but somewhere where you'll see it. Pick it up for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, quarter of an hour. You will improve. If you practice every day, your playing will improve. If you practice occasionally, your playing will probably stay around the same level and stagnate. If you don't practice at all, your playing will disimprove. So, it's up to you. To make your practice time more productive, find the part of whatever song you're learning that's giving you the most difficulty and play it over and over. But if you're playing it badly, you need to slow it down. Play that part slowly until you can get it right. Then speed up. And if you can get it right at the faster tempo, keep practicing until you can get it up to tempo. And the great way to think about practice is an amateur will practice until they can get it right. A pro will practice until they can't get it wrong. So there you go. The 7 sneaky secrets to becoming a better guitarist. I hope some of them, or all of them, have been of help to you. And I wish you the best of luck with your practice. If you liked this video, leave a like maybe subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below with any suggestions you might have for me. I'm Niall, see you next week, and Happy New Year.